What's going on, everybody? This is Mr. Car Crazy doing a review today of a new product. It is from Carrichs Automotive Products. It is the JK556 Jeep tailgate storage box, and it fits JK Jeep Wranglers. And overall, I gotta say, this thing is pretty cool. It's retails about 300 bucks. So it's just like any other lock box for your Jeep. It's 300 bucks. It is, like I said, aluminum, powder coated aluminum. It mounts with no drilling, no tools, with the exception of like an 8mm wrench for the wheels that go on the bottom of this thing. It has a spot for a wheel down here and a wheel on this other end right in this corner. And basically there's little casters. If you're going to put a bunch of weight in this thing, they suggest you do that. You install those so that you're not putting all that strange torsion on your tailgate, which we all know why. Jeep tailgates are not known to be the strongest thing. The hinges on the Jeep, honestly, I think is the big issue. The tailgate itself can separate the wells and stuff. You can have issues with if you put what, 100-pound or anything over 86 pounds or something like that on these JKs. So if you put a 35-inch tire or bigger, you run that risk. So this could possibly play into that. That's a big concern I have. I'm going to actually get rid of the factory spare tire carrier, go to an aftermarket version that doesn't put all the weight on the tailgate so that we don't have that problem. This box, I'm not going to put a lot of weight in this box. I don't carry around a bunch of heavy stuff. Right now I have the Jeep factory Freedom Panel bag. I've got a saline eye wash and a small med kit, and then underneath that Freedom top bag I also have the Jeep recovery kit that comes with the Hard Rock package Jeeps. So that's, like I said, that's one thing I like to cover first of all, is the tailgate. It's questionable at this point. I don't know if it's a great idea. I don't know if it's a terrible idea. I don't think it's terrible, but I don't think it's great either. It's kind of a mixed bag. Sorry about the noise. My biggest problem is honestly these little attachment points here, these little screws. These are the ends of the screws that hold the lid to the hinge. All right, I don't want to see those. I hate that. If I didn't have to see those, I'd be a much happier person. If I didn't have to see the hinge, I would actually be happier too. But you know, it is what it is. But you want to know my cons? That's my biggest con. The latch is okay. Is the lockbox not a safe? If you remember that, then you'll be happy with this latch. It's a basic latch. See, that lock actually interfaces with this little piece of the latch. So it's a good basic latch. It works just fine, and like I said, for a lockbox, it is fine. This aluminum piece is bent over and then down and then in. Pretty stout. I wish they didn't have to notch that. Just perception, if nothing else, that it seems like it would be weaker. But again, lockbox not a safe, probably not going to be a big deal. It's aluminum, so if someone really wanted to go to town on it, they could get into it regardless. But they're going to make a lot of noise and take some time. This is how these little screws here, there's 8 screws total. That's how it attaches to the bracket, and then the bracket attaches to the tailgate itself. You'll see photos of that. I like that they have this foam here, high density foam. Keeps everything just, I mean, it's just tight. Really, really tight. They put this foam here on the underside just to keep noise down. You'll hear the one noise. Listen. Is this. That makes noise. Does not make noise when you're driving though. At least with a stock Rubicon suspension, it does not make noise. However, if you decide to go off-roading, I would just lock it. If you lock it, it doesn't have any room to move, so it's not going to make any noise. If you keep it unlocked, it can rattle. Or if you're a mall crawler and you crawling over some sick curbs, well then there you go. You might want to lock that guy. The coolest thing on this, in my humble opinion, is these little prop rods here. They fit into holes that are actually captured. So you don't have to worry about anything coming out of there. It is filled in, but got yourself a little table. It's got one on each side, so it actually is pretty sturdy. You see it moving right there, but it's because I only have one of them attached. Put both of them on, and the thing really doesn't move much. It's actually a pretty decent little table. You're not going to put your 100-pound weight up there or anything, but if you're eating or having a cerveza while you're camping. And there you go, boom, you're covered. The inside of the box, like I said, the capacity is essentially every bit of space that is behind the back seat of a two-door Jeep Wrangler, with the exception of this little cutout here, because basically tailgate comes here and goes like this. So this little space, well, tailgate goes like this. But anyways, that box comes to here and it goes to here. So you have just, it's tight. I mean, it's nice. It fills up that entire space, utilizes it in a locked cabinet area. If you have a Jeep two-door and you have this subwoofer, well, the two-door means you don't get to use the under-seat storage containers that come out from a couple different companies. It's kind of a downer because those are really neat. Subwoofer means you can't use the one that bolts over this whole spot and has a little lock in there. Kind of a downer because those are kind of cool, but subwoofer's better, so you know, you gotta deal with it. You know, to me, this is the best option that's currently available. There are a couple of brands that have options that has a piece of metal that's you know, flat here and goes down, I think, across the back, and uses your tailgate as the rest of the box. I'm not a huge fan of those. The reason why is because it's always there, it's always in the way. Yeah, this is always here and this is always in the way, but that one, even if I fold my seat down, that thing is in the way. This, if I fold my seat down, I can put stuff in there and then just leave this much area open and I don't have to worry about it. So I'm a fan. I'm a big fan of this design. I think overall it is a very good design. Implementation could have a small improvement with these little Allen head screws going away. Either being rivets or welded, I think would be an improvement, honestly. Or if they used you know, high-end adhesive, honestly, but that would probably cost more than just welding it. So that's my opinion of this thing. I think it's a very good box. So I'll show some install photos of kind of what it looks like when you're putting it together, and I think it's a good little setup. About 300 bucks from Carrichs Automotive Products. I want to thank them for sending this thing to me to review. Really do appreciate that. Kind of had fun with it. And if you have questions or anything, just post down below. Thanks. Have a good day.